Hello, and thank you for joining us in our podcast called The Growth Journey. This is the place where you will start your personal growth and development. I'm glad you're here. I'm your host, Cheryl Hart. So, guess what, guys? This is it. This is the last episode of the 2019, right? This is the last episode of our podcast for the year of 2019. So, we made it. We tried and delivered to you, hopefully, a good content that truly add value to you. So that's our goal, to hopefully that something that, all these teaching lessons that we discuss here since the beginning for 6 months that you actually found valuable, all of this great teaching lessons about experiences and also the growth that we have come together. So yeah. So this week, here we are. 2019 is about to come to a close, and this is the last episode for the year. So I'm sure you're pretty excited about it. And though I tell you that it's only a test, right? When we going back to when we started, I think it was May 19, 2019. So I just released probably 5 minutes episode. If you go back in there, I think that the first one is where do I start, because truthfully that's how I feel. Where do I start? Where do I start my podcast? And I think that's what came about. I just record. I have my microphone, I have my laptop and the voice recorder, and start talking for 5 minutes. And that's what it started, and the title, it says, where do I start? So that's where we started. So now we are now in a 33 episodes. So today is our last episode for the year 2019, and we are at 33 episode, and we are keep producing content. We still keep producing content just for you. So you can take this as a learning lessons every week, and hopefully that's add value to you. So let me give you, since we started off, where do we start on the podcast? And let me give you a little bit of a background on why I started this podcast. First of all, the growth journey with Cheryl Hart. So just a little bit, background for you. As a certified coach and mentor, where I am licensed to teach all, my mentor, Dr. John C. Maxwell, who I always reference to since the beginning of our podcast. He's one of the top leading leadership guru and well known for all over the world. So I am one of the coaches. I am certified, the John Maxwell team, certified coach and mentor, and I am the executive director on John Maxwell. So it's about personal growth and leadership development. So in essence, I joined the team I joined the John Maxwell team. It is because I want to grow. I want to grow on my personal growth. And also at that time, I was leading a team of sales team in North America. And as a leader, I need to figure out how to better lead a team, and not just for myself, but also for others. So that's why I decided to join the team, just for that, for my own personal growth and leadership development. And, for that, as a licensed mentor and coach, I have launched what we call a mastermind group. So the mastermind group is about, 10 people in it, and we meet up each week, either via Skype video call or in person. Since majority of people that I invited with, or who said that they wanted to be part of the mastermind group, they are living outside of states here in the US and in different time zones, So we meet up once a week for 8 weeks. That's how long the mastermind group. And in that mastermind group, I teach about the 15 valuable laws of growth, and also the everyone communicates, few connects, to teach people how to be a better connector, right? Not just communicates, but also connect with others, and also today matters and many more. So I probably done it for 8 months, mastermind group, leading that. And it was great initiative that I've done, that I did early on. I think that the year of 2018. So it was just last year. So right now we're still in 2019. So that was early 2018 when I first got my license for John Maxwell team. So people paid for me. People paid to join my mastermind group, and however, it takes up so much time on my part, and I love doing it. I love doing it. I love coaching. I love mentoring and making a difference to them and add value to them. And I love all my members that who joined my mastermind group, and they are really truly changed for good, and a lot of them already switched on their careers now, and some of them we still keep in touch. Some of them still say hi and hello for me from time to time, so we still catch up, and some of them are doing very well on their professional growth and career. So that's really a great honor to be part of that on their growth journey. So it's very rewarding for me. But I'm looking at it, I was thinking and then pausing and reflecting on my own, and it's really drained so much. It drains so much of my energy, to the point that I didn't like it as much. It's not that like the messaging is I don't like, it's the doing, the task behind it, to do it. So it's really drained my energy, and and I, to the point that I'm probably burned out in some point, because I always doing it right for 8 months straight, and that's the only thing I do, and it's hard. It is really hard to do it. So therefore I stopped doing it. So I took a break for about 6 months to just think it through, that is it really truly what I wanted to do, and what do I want to do next, after that. So I knew I wanted to add value to others, but adding value to others will cost me my energy and time, because I am also a busy person, and I have other things to do outside of working and being entrepreneur business and all that. So is it really worth my time? So I value my time also, not just other people. So, and it is, yes, it will be, I wanted to use, is it really what I wanted to spend my energy on and time on the most, and I wanted to make an impact more. When I was at the conference in the IMC, stands for International Maxwell Certification, in Orlando, Florida, where we meet twice a year with other John Maxwell coaches and mentors from around the world. About 3,000 people attendance, but we are about 30,000 now around the world. And I was then listening to one of our guest speaker. The guest speaker that time is Seth Godin. So Seth Godin is a well-known author and speaker in marketing. So he had mentioned about podcasting and being, an author. So let me rephrase on what he said and the way I understood the message. So this is how I understood the message that I got from Seth Godin. So he said that for you to be known as a thought leader in your niche and to your followers, if you have either a podcast or a book that you wrote and create, people will see you as an expert on something and a thought leader in that niche. So I don't know the exact word, but this is how I understood the message, that he given to us. So I look back the way how I operate my mastermind group or mastermind class, that initially do provide value to others, and I saw it to them. They actually truly grown, and but then it cost me. It does cost me so much energy and time, which is, you will invest a lot of energy and time, but in this case, to the point that I'm pretty exhausted, right? And pretty much probably burned out at that time. So although I have found a great joy doing that, I was able to help others, but to me, it wasn't fulfilling as I wanted to. But not only, that I'm only adding value to a handful of people, at least 30 people tops for the last 8 months. And I wanted to add more value to a lot more people, to others. And I do not want to be limited to the people around me or people that I know, because all of the people that I have in my mastermind group is people that I know, who I trust, who have trusted me, and they know me well. They know me for decades. So that's why it's easier for me to get them in the mastermind group, and some of them pay for it. I'm really grateful. But so I'm looking at it, I'm thinking it through. Is it really worth it for 8 months? My progress is I only impacting 30 people, which is great. That's a good start, right? You got to start somewhere. That looking at it, where can I go? How far I can go from here on out, right? So this is why I said Golden's message on creating a podcast is what my takeaway in that conference. So right away I came up with a plan. I searched on how to create a podcast. I read a book. I read an article about podcasting. Then I join a group of about other people who also doing podcasting. Then here we are today. This is where the growth journey with your heart come about. Podcast has been born. So now I truly enjoy it more doing this, and I was able to add more value to more people. This that I cannot imagine that I will be able to do to the outreach is amazing. So just giving you just a high level overview, year-end review of our podcast is. It's just about 6 months. Think about it. 6 months in our podcast today. Our listeners are from 25 countries around the world. So thank you for tuning in. So some of you are listening from India, from UK, Australia. We have in South America, South Africa, and in Philippines, of course, my hometown, my home country, and many more. So it's amazing how our platform was able to reach more people beyond I could imagine. So if you are listening right now, you are outside of the US, which is I'm located right now. I'm located in the north suburb in Chicago. And if you are listening to me right now and you are out of US, United States, and you are from out of the country, thank you. I really thank you to tuning in every Sunday and listening to this. So I thought I share with you how I came about. Where did I start 6 months ago with a podcast, and what's my intentions were to start with it. So it is, it's really amazing. So out of 6 months, our listeners are from 25 countries and counting, because when I pull out the data, there's says there other 10 of them. So I don't know who are the other 10 countries. So they probably reached 30 plus countries now. So it's really amazing. And then, and also here in United States, about 25 states here in the US that are also listening to that. So I'm already halfway there to pretty much cover the entire United States of my listeners. So it's amazing how we are come about to this point. So just thinking about it, I'm still amazed. I'm still pinching myself by how much we have accomplished in just 6 months. And if you can compare this this year and to the last year, 2018, there's nothing. There's nothing for me to compare about, because we don't have the podcast back then. I have mastermind class, and that's not really it's where I started. It's probably a good thing too, because it was my my training ground, and like I said, you got to start somewhere, right? And to start with that, then I expanded more, and here we are in a podcast. So again, I thank you for listening or tuning in every Sundays, and I don't know how I can thank you enough for doing that. So to those of you, feel free to send this off, if you think this add value to you, or if you think about someone, your friends, your coworkers, your boss, your family members, anyone, your spouse, anyone, feel free to, share this podcast with them, and, let's help them out to, to their personal growth journey as well. Okay. So we're going to keep going. We're going to keep growing, and I will provide more content to you. I'll provide more training to you. I will add more value to you, which is I will discuss that in great details at the end of this episode. So stay tuned, okay? After our discussion or topic on the for today's topic, after that, just hang on tight, because I have a announcement that I will, share it with you, and where we're gonna go from here. Right, from the podcast, what's next? Okay, So with that, so let's go back to our episode today. For today, our topic is about, did you thrive, or did you survive or thrive this year of 2019? So I posted the questions because I've seen so many people getting ready, right? Getting ready to 2020, yay, it's a new decade, it's a new year, a brand new beginning for everyone, which is true. It's this is where we are right now. And a lot of people, well, majority of our people like us, we're looking forward for a fresh start. We always want a fresh start. That's why the growth journey is always something that truly I value, because you can start where you at. You can start today, you can start tomorrow. Of course, you cannot start yesterday, because yesterday's been done, it's been accomplished, it's gone. Now you have today. You only can start today or tomorrow. All right. So back in, I don't know if you recall, but back in July, I don't know, around July 18, somewhere in July 2019, we have created an episode about, the title is Surviving and Thriving Life. And it is episode number 11, titled Surviving and Thriving Life. So feel free to re-listen to that episode, and and go back and then re-listen to it, and that we discussed initially about surviving and thriving life. So you probably see this again, the title about survive and thrive this year. So I will expand it a bit more why it is. Okay, so in it, back in July, when we first create the episode about surviving and thriving life, we've discussed on how being in a survival mode is essential to our life. And we survive with many obstacles, right? That comes our way, that sometimes is unexpected, and it's beyond our control. It is first steps to recovery, and especially if we have lost someone, or something in our life that we lost. Many people are glad that this year of 2019 is over. You can see it in their, when you talk to them, if you have a one-on-one discussion with them, or if you are social media, you are always up to date with your friends or family, or someone you connected with, everybody's like, oh my god, I cannot wait to 2019 to be over. Probably this is you. This is probably you that you're talking right now, that you cannot wait to have the 2019 be over and you have a fresh start. Because we always craving for that fresh start. So and the question is, some of them they are survived. They said, oh, I finally survived the 2019. Those challenges that they have faced this year, the life struggle, the pain, right? The pain that they endured, and some are not so pleasant experience. So probably this is why most of the people would like to have a fresh start. So there is a lot to think about, and to reflect on, especially in our, personal experience. Although there are some are not in our control. Some of them, all the things that happened to us this year is not our control. However, many of these things that is our own fault. That's why it happened, right? We made, we made some bad choices, perhaps. Bad decision, or picking the wrong partner to be with, or picking a wrong career, or maybe buying a wrong business, So some of them truly is our control. Some is not, and some it is our control, and sometimes our fault. We made mistake, right? And we're only human, we need to acknowledge that, by mistakes. And sometimes it's essential to make those mistakes, because those mistakes is a learning experience. And it's part of being a human and having those experiences, right, to making the mistakes. So I think knowing and accepting and acknowledging that we made those mistakes is a good step forward in order for us to move forward, right? So I get it, surviving is truly hard. It is very difficult, especially in terms of finances. If you are one of those who are living paycheck to paycheck, Yes, I've been there. Living paycheck to paycheck is really tough. It's really hard. And you have so much debt too on top of it. So you have a broken family, and broken relationships, that not just relationship with others, and also broken relationships to yourself. And you survive the year 2019, and you get to this point, and now you are moving forward to the 2020 year. So yes, you are at least have a sign of relief, and a relief knowing that you passed that, and you passed the years of struggle. If you are in that position today, that you are in a surviving. However, this is not going to end, right? So, because you see, let me think it through. Let me take it back. So you see, you need to break out. I think I truly need that you need to break out your survival mode, and you've got to break that cycle out. You need to start to plan things out, and I think you need to be intentional on improving, not surviving for the rest of your life. So you see, many people have been in survival mode for a very, very long time, and when they got older, nothing changed. Nothing changed. They are still living paycheck to paycheck. They still have a lot of debt. They still picking up the wrong partner, and they still have a broken relationship with others and to themselves. They are still making bad choices and bad decisions, picking the wrong partner. Did I just say that? As if there is not much to it. There's not much about life. Only is to survive. If that's your motto about life is always about surviving, then you are not truly living it. You are not truly outnumber or outperform that. I'm trying to pick up the right word, but I hope you understand that life is not about surviving. It probably true. I agree. It probably true when we are living in a medieval times, in the times where everybody is in survival, that we had to hunt for our food. We do not have this unlimited resources. Well, kind of limited, but it's unlimited resources that we can grab food wherever we go. In that now, they can just deliver the food to you. You don't need to even go out to the grocery store, and they just deliver it for you, right? So it's really fascinating to see that still a lot of people operate it that way, that their mindset is still in a survival mode. It's good, temporarily, right? But think about it. We are living in a different generation now, that we do not need to survive to hunt for food, or protect your family because someone's gonna steal them. Well, take the fact there's probably still people, kids are being in a stay away, or being kidnapped or whatever. But that's behind the point. But surviving in our daily life should not be the way we live, and you feel like you have to have that, to survive. It's hard enough to survive in a survival mode, because you do cry a lot when you are in that point. You do worry a lot. You wake up in the middle of the night because you cannot sleep, thinking about how you are going to fix things and make things right. It's hard. It's really hard. Everybody goes through that. I've been through that. I have sleepless night. You worry a lot. How you gonna fix things. Especially in my early, age, that I was a breadwinner for a young age, and that's what worries me about financially, especially and how I provide how I provide with my brother, just him and I at that time. So it is difficult. So I'm truly in a survival mode at that point. So I truly get that. And the thing is, some people get out of it. Some people go out in that cycle, but some people don't. I still see people who I know when I was in that position, like when I was early 20s, when I was in that survival mode. I see them; they were surviving too, but somehow right now, looking at today, for me, we're in a different position now. I still see them still surviving. It's like they never change. I was like, what's going on? Why they never change? I get out of it. Why they cannot? Why didn't get out of it in that cycle? So one thing I know as to why people stay where they are at is because I'm sure they are afraid. They don't like change, right? They are fear of change, but the only thing that I know of that's that the reason why they are not get out of the survival mode is because that's how they grow up with. That's how they are exposed to, and the environment they were in, such as their parents, their uncles, their aunts, their friends. They were surrounded with family members and friends. They are the same way. They are the same thinking, the same how they operate their life. They are always in surviving. So they too, they think that they will never get ahead. They will never get ahead in life because no one else can show them what's the opposite of the survival. And the opposite of survivor is striving. So no one took courage really to break that cycle and aim to thrive and have a very successful life. And I do remember growing up in poverty when I was young back home in the Philippines. Everywhere I look, every one of us is the same. We are in the same boat. We are all surviving. Actually, we are lucky if we even survive at all. Because our elders was the same way. They were there. There's not much opportunity around us. And there's not much help, and there's no one to go to, or to aim to. So the only way of life is to survive in that position. Even my elders the same way too. They just surviving and not thriving at all. And thriving is like a foreign to them. What's that? It's like sounds so very foreign to them, and they're not familiar with it. Because they are not in an environment to grow up to thrive. Instead, they are growing up to survive and to live the life that way. So if this is you right now at this moment in your life, in your stage of life, you can probably relate to this. Perhaps you are asking, so what do I need to do to break this cycle? Where do I get my inspirations and motivations from? And the encouragement or the courage to be different, to have a better life than what I was exposed to. So before I share that, the great news to you that yes, there is a way for you to do that. And let me discuss first, and let me picture it to you what's the thriving life looks like. Okay, so to me, thriving life is a transition from surviving to thriving. And people who have reached that thriving life are much more happier and content to what they have and what they are in it in their current life. So some people, the thriving person is they make life decisions correctly based on what they truly want, and what is the right thing to do. They make the right choice. It's about decision, and the choices that we make is what we made of. Okay, they are proactive. So those are people who are thriving life. They are proactive. They are not reactive. So survival life, they are very reactive. They act in the moment. In a thriving life, they are more proactive. They plan, they envision, they plan things ahead. And proactive is a sense that they make plans on what they wanted to do and improve on to become better of themselves, because they don't wait around. They don't wait around to someone else to save them. They took actions and do it, and just do it for them. And they are very creative. They are a thinker. They pause, they think, they pause and reflect on the things that just happen to their life, the experiences that they have, and asking questions even to themselves, like, this is it? Is this the only life. This is how my life's supposed to be, and they know this more than that, right? So that's being proactive. You gotta be proactive of it if you want to be in a thriving life. And they have goals. They have goals that they set up to themselves that they are trying to achieve, and they work really hard to get them, to get them. And they are resourceful, and they are inspired others to do the same. And they're very helpful. They always think about how to add value to others, not just for themselves, but they also think about other people who they can help, because they've been helped. They help themselves. Now it's their turn to help others. And most of all, they are a high achiever. So if you are looking for people who are thriving their life, they are those who are high achiever. So they live with purpose, and they are passionate about what they do. So I can go on and go on to describe a person who is thriving in life. And by hearing this, I knew you wanted to be one of those people, right? And I hope you do. I hope you do. So who are those thriving and not surviving for the rest of their lives, right? So let me be clear. Let me be clear that there's nothing wrong being in a survival mode. I think those are living in a survival mode for many years now, and you never seems to get ahead in life. There's something, although there's something fundamentally wrong that needs to be changed, but surviving mode should be this first stepping stone. Although there's something that need to be changed, but it is a first step, right? So, and they need to plan out to get out of it. So I will say this, so please listen very carefully. Make your surviving life temporary. Okay, if you are in survival mode right now, surviving life, make it temporarily. This is not it. There's more into it. And make your thriving life permanent. And always aim to thrive every day. Every day, not once in a while, every day. Okay? So you just have to, there's nothing else. And there's no way out. There's no other way. There's no other way to get around with it. You just have to think it through, that thriving life should be your permanent, and that should be your goal. Okay, so what do you need to do to start your thriving life journey? So here are a few pointers that I will share with you. If you feel free to grab a pen or paper, to write this thing down. So thriving life journey, what you need to do, where do you start? Okay, if you are from the surviving mode right now, how you transition yourself in a thriving life journey. So the first thing first is commitment. You have to commit that you want to change from surviving to thriving. Okay, commitment. That's the number one. Second is have a goals and dreams. These are your great source of inspiration and motivations, and the courage to do it. So forget about what other people around you have achieved, because your definitions of your success is not the same as anyone else. Okay, you have to clearly define your own success. So write down your goals and dreams. What do you want? And ask yourself, what do you want to achieve, and what do you want out of life, and what are you going to do to go after it? Okay, you gotta have goals and dreams, because that's the only thing that you will be inspired and motivated to do something. Otherwise, you will be going back to your survival mode if you do not have anything planned out to achieve. Okay, so let me tell you something. I do believe that each one of us have goals and dreams, right? Even just one goal or a dream, everyone has them. The only place that I know of that doesn't have any goals and dreams are those, guess what? Are those who are already in cemetery. They are dead. They are dead. They are rest in peace. They do not have any goals and dreams. Those are the only places. I won't say, it used to be, they are with us, but now they are not. So those are the only place that I know of that doesn't have goals and dreams. But to those of us who are still breathing, we are still breathing, right? We have a life. Now it is up to us how we wanted to live it. How you want to, or how do you like to be surviving all the time, or would you rather be thriving? So those are the questions that I'm going to ask you about. Would you rather be surviving all the time for the rest of your life, or would you rather be thriving? It is a choice. Again, the decision that we make, the choices that we make is about that. Okay? So the third one is feed your mind and thoughts with positive things. Your mind is so powerful. You have no idea how powerful it is, but it's so powerful that it's pretty much the source of all things that you have created from the start. The creativity starts in your mind. Your thoughts, either positive or negative thoughts, starts in your mind. Whatever you feed your mind is who you become. It's actually absolutely true. You are the creation of it all. So if you want to change things in your life, start changing your thoughts with positivity. Okay? So feeding your mind with great thoughts and positive things. So the fourth one is be surrounded with like-minded people. Some of you are already doing this, and I'm glad you do. I'm glad you did. But let me expand it a little bit more, because it is becoming a buzzword now that, but what truly means, what truly means to be surrounded with like-minded people. So for me, it means that a group of people who are like-minded, who have a good growth mindset. Okay, I know you do because you are listeners in a growth journey and a growth mindset, which is here, because this the podcast is all about. Our growth journey is about that growth mindset. Okay, so the growth journey is therefore, we've attracted like-minded people who has a growth mindset. Now let me tell you that having a growth mindset is great, and I love that about you, that you have that growth mindset. But there are some people, they just feeding their minds with growth, but they never do anything with it. Would you agree? They never do anything with it. So I would also suggest that you connect or be with a group of people who are action oriented. Let me repeat that again. Be surrounded with people who are also an action oriented, who truly make things happen. So there's nothing more to be inspired by people who are not just have a growth mindset, but also who take actions, or who are action-oriented people who make things happen. You will see them in action. They're very creative, right? And they do take actions all the time. Why you want to, probably asking, why do I want to hang around with them? It is because you will get inspired by what they do. And when you get inspired for what they do, you too wants to do it. And by doing it is where you get the result. Okay? So here's a formula for you. Write this down. Here's a formula for you. And I just thought about it right now. So write this down. Here's a formula for you for thriving life. So the thriving life formula is this: growth mindset plus action equals thriving life. So growth mindset is to feed your mind with great things, positive things, have teachable spirit, that you're always learning and always growing. Okay. The action part is where you apply what you are learning to get the results you wanted. But so by doing so, you become proactive. You have a plan and you take actions on those plans. And as a result, you have now a thriving life. Okay? So what you're going to do then, do it over again. You repeat the process. Have a growth mindset. You take action on those plans that you set up into, and then do it again. Okay? You can always repeat the process. Then after all this, after you've been doing that, then you can then expand to much wider, broader growth that you want it to be. Take the advanced one. Okay? So now let me share it to you, the good part. Okay, so the good news is I have, you have something, I provided to you, I created something that can help you to start your transition from surviving life to thriving life. So this is to help you to have a better start of 2020. Okay, if because a lot of you might need some help, and I knew that because a lot of you reach out to me. So what do I do? I know you have to be a thriving life. You need to have goals. You have to have a teachable learning, mindset and all that. So where do I go from here? What's the next step, right? So this is what your next step is in 2020 and beyond. So if you are listening to this episode right now after perhaps January 2020, this can help you as well. Okay, so this is going to be open up for everyone throughout the entire year. So I do believe that you can start, where you at. So no matter what stages in your life, I think that you can start where you at. And whatever happened to you, you can always start, right? You can just start where you at right now, because this is your way of moving forward into a thriving life. Remember, you cannot start from yesterday. You can only start today. Or if you want to wait tomorrow, hopefully you don't wait that long before the whole year is ended again and you never get accomplished anything, and then you're going back to the surviving mode, and we don't want that. I want you to be in a thriving life, thriving mode for the rest of 2020, at least a good start for you. Then we'll go beyond that. Okay, so the good news is I have created something for you, and some of you already signed up, so I thank you. You are already a member in the growth journey. So to those of you first time hearing this, we are now launching your growth journey 2020. So starting January 1st 2020. Again, if you're listening to this replay podcast episode beyond or past January 2020, it still apply to you. Okay, you can sign up for a free account. Yes, it is free. So the free account is your growth journey that includes a goal worksheet. So to start you off, to write down your goals, nothing fancy on this. You can even use your own goal worksheet or whatever you have used, but I created something simpler for you to write things down. So you just need to write things down. What are your goals are, okay? And be specific about your goals. You do not need to create like a lengthy goals, because more than likely you're not gonna accomplish them. You could probably just pick top 3 or top 5. If you are high achiever, top 10. Yes, you can do what top 10 that you wanted to do. To those of you who are very high achiever, that you want to get things done or get things right. But to those of you who are first timer or not unsure, maybe at least 2. I would say 1, but no, I'll push you to 2 or 3 goals at least this year that you wanted to accomplish. Okay, and so start with that. Start with a goal. Provide that worksheet plan for you. Once you create the account, the free account, the growth journey account, I'll provide that goal worksheet for you. And also included in your account is your weekly motivational and inspirational quotes. So if you have been following me or have been seeing me, my posts since my birthday month last November, where I challenged myself to create and post quotes in social media for 30 days. And I did it. Yes, I did it. I actually did. I know I'm pretty surprised at myself too. But then after that, actually, my mind is still working. I'm still writing things down. So, I was like, well, you know what? Maybe I should extend it more than 30 days, right? So here we are. It's so I decided to continue on to create it, and for the rest of the year even. So now we're starting January 1st each week. you will receive these quotes. Not only, you will receive these quotes every week, and for once a week, every week for the rest of the year of 2020. So that should help you, motivate you, give you inspirations to keep going, to working on your goals, to work things out to thrive in your life, not just in surviving life. Okay, we're gonna change it a little bit different now. This is it. This is your start. This is gonna be a good start for you. So yeah. So a lot of you have sent me, have sent messages to me that, reach out to me also, that you express that you inspired by it and have giving you courage to do it. So I decided to continue on. So yep. So the good news is I will continue on for the rest of the year. I will release it every once a week, similar to my podcast. Once a week you will see it. And not only that, it will be available in app. So it will be available in a mobile app. So if you want to download Kajabi, Kajabi spelled Kajabi, that's going to be the app platform, mobile phone. Okay. And also on top of that, aside from the motivational and inspiration quotes, also include the selected podcast episode, a recap or summary, probably about 10-15 minutes snap summary of those episodes. So I will select, it's not every week though, but I will select the most downloaded from last year, or this year, sorry, we're still in 2019. This year, the most downloaded episode this year, I will post it to the app, to your account, those snippet of it, the 5 to 10 minute summary of recap of those episodes, the highlight of that podcast, the teaching lessons learned. Okay, so you have that available, and you can listen it to anytime you want. So it's the beauty of it. So lastly, I have mentioned at the beginning, I have launched a mastermind group, right, before I even created a podcast. So instead of mastermind group, I will create a masterclass. I will create a masterclass program that will be released quarterly this year. We're going to start this year. It will be available in a digital format and also be accessible in your app, in your mobile app. So you can have access to that anytime, anywhere you at. 24/7. So this will solve the problem, especially in different time zones and different countries. Since we have more than 25 countries listeners out there, you will be accessible anytime you want. Okay, so the full masterclass is a digital course and will be available for purchase. Okay, and it is available in your account. I will also create a free couple lessons on the masterclass, as just to test it out for you. But if you want to get the full masterclass courses, it will be available for purchase. But I certainly will recommend, of course, the full masterclass program. And I will combine the audio and a video format to it. So you will see me in the video. Also you hear me in the audio. So stay tuned with that. I think we are planning to release the first, or at least give you the details on the release date of the first masterclass program that we're gonna release by. So stay tuned. January, probably late January 2020. I'll provide you more details on that. The first one that we're gonna to tell you where we're gonna release it. Okay, so stay tuned with that. So going back to the future masterclass program that will be available in our program, it will be. So I'm creating a 2-year program. Okay, so there will be first initial masterclass, the growth journey for you. So there will be 4 teaching lessons there for the entire year, which is released quarterly this year. And also I will create an advanced masterclass available. So to those of you who are already a high achiever, you want to take into the advanced course, and also to those who, if you want to move from initial masterclass program to advanced one, they will be available in there as well. They're also available a leadership masterclass program, who are currently leading a team. And I have led a sales team, so I fully understand how leadership works and also it's in my niche. So I will teach you how to become a better leader to you and to your team and to your organization. So I'm also, well experienced in sales. I have been selling. You can think about it. I have been selling since I was 14 years old. Yes. And I even created my own product when I was 14 years old to sell it to my classmate so I can buy my books. When I was in Philippines, I was a breadwinner at that time. So that's how I survived, my life. I created my own product. It was a candy. Yes, I do make candies. Don't tell my cousin right now, because if they are listening right now, they're gonna bug me to create those candies again. But yeah, so I had been selling. I'm a salesperson since I was a teenager, 14 years old, and I have been throughout my career right now. I've been in sales and business development. So if you want to be great at what you do, if you want to be get into the sales, or you are currently in sales and you want to be expand to that, then I'll be able to teach you that. So I will provide those masterclass for you as well, so towards the end of the year. So this is just a high level, this is just a high level of the masterclass that will be available to you starting this year 2020 and continue on until 2021 and beyond. Okay, again, masterclass will be initial one, the your growth journey, that's the first one, and then the advanced your growth journey masterclass, and then a leadership program, and also a sales program. So those are the 4 that we're gonna start working on, and many more. And I know you will be busy growing with me for the next 2 years, so stay tuned as we grow, and more details to follow. So for now, feel free to sign up on your free growth journey account, because that's gonna be your first step, your start. Then from there we're gonna expand. I will communicate with you through that. I'll provide the link to you where to sign up on the summary notes. So just go back to the summary note in this episode. You will find that link there. Okay. And when you do that, you'll be the first thing to know. You'll be the first to know when those gonna be available. And lastly, again, this is the first time I announced this one. Lastly, I will going to start working on my first ebook about your growth journey series. Okay, so that's coming up too. So you are the first listeners that I told you about that. We're gonna work on it, and it's gonna be a series of your growth journey ebook. Okay, so stay tuned with that. Again, all of the communications, if you signed up, you will be the first to know when is this gonna be available. So I suggest that you create an account, and I will pour more to you. I will add more value to you if you do that, because I would like for you to grow. I want you to excel. I want you to thrive. I want you to thrive in life, not just survive. Okay, so there you have it. So we have discussed so many things today. I know we have discussed so many things today, and I'm glad that you tune in so I can share this this upcoming great news to you for that we're gonna work on for 2 years. So you're gonna stay with me for 2 years, and we're gonna have more. We're gonna plenty more opportunity for you to learn and to grow. Okay, and also you gotta take actions after that. That's why accountability is important. You have to have that accountability partner, and if you allow me, I'll be your accountability partner, virtual at least. If you just share to me what your goals are, where you're heading, then I can approach you that way. Okay, again, it's very important to create an account, otherwise I won't be able to help you out. So accountability is important when you take actions. Okay, so with that, always remember, if you don't invest in your own personal growth, no one will. Take care and have a merry new year. It's about to say Merry Christmas, but have a happy new year. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for listening to me for the entire year of 2019. And I look forward to be with you again in 2020 and beyond. Take care and be well.